Welcome to another edition of Star Power Club. I'm Amy Stoehr, and I am ecstatic to be here today with Gabby Martinez from Fort Lauderdale, Broward County Market. And Gabby, you have done so much in such a short period of time.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you said yes to being interviewed. I think you have so much to share, and I would love it if you would kind of take a step back from real estate just for a few minutes. Talk about your origin story and where you came from prior to real estate.
First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you.
Our pleasure.
It's an unbelievable experience. So I was born in Ecuador, and I came to the United States in 2000. The reason why I came to the United States is because the economy in my country completely collapsed.
Oh my gosh.
I was working as a salesperson. I was doing so well, really. I was coming to the United States for vacation only, and then basically I lost it, pretty much everything. And I had to start from scratch. I came to the United States to see what I can do, like to find any kind of job. So I started as the only thing I was able to find, it was working at a tie factory. Unfortunately, I didn't have papers, so it had to be under the table, and I was like kind of hidden. I was starting
a necktie factory.
Yes.
Just to be specific.
Yes.
Wow.
Something that I had never done before. I got pinched a lot just because that the ties had the little thing on the back that hold the two pieces together. That was my job.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to basically do that, and I get pinched all the time. But I was always stressing out because we always thinking, the people from ICE are gonna come, and they're gonna take us all. And I was doing that, something that I had never done, but it was the only option. Then I was trying to get a waitress job, but I was trying to do so many different things. Totally start from zero. Even getting a driver's license, while I have been driving in Ecuador for 7 years, I had to go through
over.
everything. So it was a little difficult. I will always drive around the big interstates, and I will get lost. I will cry. My English was barely nothing. I think I still struggle sometimes, but 22 years ago, it was very difficult. It was very rough. You didn't have the option that you can call to somebody over the phone, and they will say, for English, press 1, for Spanish, press 2. They didn't have that back then.
Right.
So I was like, oh my goodness. So that was it. Then I met Tony because my aunt was very pushy, and she was like, no, you had to meet Tony. I know him for many years, since he was 14. I was scared because, I have been divorced before, and I didn't want to really meet anybody. And then she introduced me to Tony, and he said that it was love at first sight.
So I want to just, as we're going down the Tony road, let's take a step back, because I want people who are listening to understand you were very successful in Ecuador.
Yes.
Very successful. So you came from that reality to a new country, barely speaking the language, and taking all the way back to the bottom of the food chain, basically, in the workforce.
Yes.
What did you do from a mental standpoint to self-preserve during that time? How did you protect yourself from feeling completely hopeless?
So the first thing, of course, whenever you lose pretty much your savings and everything, I have been always a cautious person. I always like to spend, but I also like to save. So I was doing very, very well. Like, I have my best friend, she lived in the United States, and she was always telling me, come to the United States, I don't know what you're doing in that country, that country is gonna go down, you will see. Like, she was like a prophet. So I was like, no, I'm super happy here, I really don't have to go over there. You don't understand. I feel like I'm living the life here. I was making a lot of money, and a lot of money. So suddenly, everything changed. It was horrible. The banks start closing completely. Insurance companies went out of business. It was horrific. A lot of people even, they kill themselves because they lost everything.
Yeah.
So I said, I had a lot of family here in the United States, so I said, no, I'm gonna go and see what can I do. But the only thing I didn't want to be, it's to be somebody with no papers.
Yes.
Like when you come to the United States, the first time you come, they give you 6 months. So you can stay 6 months, and pretty much you had to leave before those 6 months expire. I didn't want to be like a non-immigrant, like with no papers. So I said, no, I had to be here until August 24, and that's the day I'm leaving because I'm not going to stay here. I don't want to be arrested or anything like that. So before those 6 months, I met Tony. And again, that was something that it was not planned. My idea was to come to the United States, make money, and go back. That was what I wanted, but God had a different plan for me.
For sure.
So that's what happens. Then I met him, and he was very interested in me. And at first I was like, no, I don't think this is good. He's 13 years older than me. So I was 25 when I met him. He was almost 39. So I was like, no, he's too old for me. But his mom, his sister, my aunt, they were all like, no, you have to try. You have to meet him. You have to try to have a conversation with him. And I said, okay, fine. Let's go out, and we went out, and yeah.
So then things started happening on the work side.
Correct.
Talk to me
The
about
day that I met Tony, I kind of talked to him, and I said, yeah, I don't have a job right now. I'm looking for a job because I was doing the ties, but it was a really scary situation.
Yes.
So Tony had a neighbor, and he came to visit. And he introduced me to Ricardo. Tony was having a party at the house. That's how I met him. My aunt literally dragged me to that party that I didn't want to go. And then I mentioned to Tony that I was looking for a job. And he introduced me to Ricardo, and Ricardo happened to be a broker, a real estate broker. He has his own office in Hallandale Beach. And Tony, I remember Tony was like, oh, Ricardo, you're looking for an admin or a secretary, right? He said, yes. Well, she was a secretary once in Ecuador, and she's looking for a job. There you go, meet each other. And Ricardo was like, oh, yeah, sure. Go back to my office tomorrow. And he hired me. That was my first job, basically my official job in the United States as a secretary for a real estate company. So that's when I started, getting involved in everything about real estate related. He rented a lot of properties, waterfront properties, and that's how I started helping him, with the closings and with the showings and many different things. I did pretty much everything at the office with him.
You made a comment to me, when you need money, you do the work.
Yes.
So there were a lot of less than desirable things that you were doing because of your work ethic.
Like cleaning and stuff? Well, yes, what happened is 22 years ago, for me, $50 an hour, it was a lot of money. So he was, I think it still is, but yeah, there are many times that he would say, hey, there's an opportunity to clean these waterfront condos. It's $50 an hour, probably it's going to take you 2, so you want to do it? And I go, oh, absolutely. And I remember just going there, and of course, you some of them were good, some of the condos were not so good, so you find things, the weirdest things, but I love it because I will clean them like in an hour and a half, and I will make $100, and to me that was totally worth it. Back then, yeah.
So at what point did you get the bug for selling real estate?
So the MLS was changing, and Tony was training the agents to manage the MLS. And while I was doing that, he will do also personal training to agents, but we also opened a company that it was called yourwebassistant.com. And what I was doing, I was entering all the MLSs for the agent in their personal websites, because back then there was no IDX.
Right.
So it was like sometimes people would send me, hey, I got 10 new listings. Here are the pictures, here are the remarks, enter it for me on the website. So that's what I would do. We were doing fantastic. I think we got to 150 clients. And that was an amazing job for me because I got pregnant with my first daughter, Ariana. And I was working from home, but I had the opportunity to be with her.
Before it was cool.
Correct. So then I hired my cousin. She was helping me with Ariana. We got very busy, and we were doing fantastic. But then, suddenly the crash happened, and from 150 clients, we went to probably 5.
Oh my goodness!
And it got to a point that I said, I had to find a job. I cannot be doing this anymore. So I went and applied for Motorola, a job at Motorola. And I remember when they were interviewing me, they say something like, well, you know what, this job's going to be for probably 3 months because Motorola is not doing well. I don't know if you're aware, but, pretty much we're going out of business. So you're going to be working here for 3 months only. And then after that, I don't know what to tell you. And I said, that's fine, perfectly. I'll take that job. I need the money. I ended staying 4 years in that company.
Oh, my gosh.
So but they were the 4 years of my life, the most fantastic one, because I got involved with so many people. The only downside of that is it was because I was working for the Latin American division, and everybody speaks Spanish. There were like 200 people working there, and everybody speaks Spanish because it was Latinos working with people in Latin America. The office was in Broward County, and then the 4 or 5 Americans were taking Spanish lessons. So they wanted to practice the Spanish with me. So that really kind of hurt me, because I was, speaking Spanish at the office the entire 8-9 hours a day, and then I would go home with my kids, and my kids, I never speak to them in English because I want them to learn Spanish. So it was like I was speaking Spanish 24/7.
Yeah.
And that kind of hurt me. That's why, I'm still kind of make some little tiny mistakes. But
I think you're rocking it.
Thank you. But then we opened a real estate company with Tony, but there were with other partners. And then Motorola, of course, went down. And it was my time to also leave the company. So I remember Tony opened a company with some with other partners, and it was good until the day that we decided, we should open our own company. I got my license in 2006, but I wasn't doing real estate. Like, I was communicating with people about real estate all the time, because of Tony. He was involved on the real estate world, but I wasn't doing real estate myself until really 2011, 2012. And then when the partnership that Tony had with the people, with the offices that the first opened with the partners didn't work, one of our friends says, you guys should open your own company. And Tony says, you should get into real estate full time. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Famous last words.
I'm not going to do that. And Tony, he probably is going to laugh when he sees this video, because I remember there was a time that he said, you have to do real estate. And I said, if you keep saying that, we're going to divorce. It's a true story. I don't want to don't talk to me about real estate. I got my license just because you pushed me to do so, and because, I kind of like it, but I'm not going to do it. I want to make my money the 15 and the 30 of each month. And that's how I want to live my life.
So let's just give everyone a sneak preview, because I love where this is leading. So you went from, I am never touching real estate in 2011, 2012, to what is your identity in real estate today?
I'm a real estate broker.
Okay. How many offices?
We have 5 offices. And
how many agents?
About 250 agents.
1 decade, 5 offices, 250 agents.
Yes.
From a gal who said, I am not doing real estate. Well, we got a lot to learn from this lady, don't we? Okay, so back to, so you guys open your own company.
Yes, we stopped the partnership, and then we opened our own office, and there was 23 agents. I was learning different things, and I really landed 100% in real estate in short sales. So I was doing short sales. It's like I never attended a training, and that's a thing that I never recommend. Because I got too busy with clients.
You did what you had to do.
Yes. Tony was teaching classes in many different areas, and people will come to him directly after the class and say, I need to do a short sale. Help me. And Tony will guide them to me. So basically, I start like working and doing short sales. And the thing is, I got to a point that I will have like several short sales at the same time. I didn't have the help of somebody that it will help me with the process. So I was doing 50% of the job, and it was really crazy. But it's good. And back then I hate it. But now that I recall, I love it because I learn a lot about the whole process. Like I would do everything from the start to the end. So it was a great opportunity. The bad side of that, it was that in short sales can take 2 months, 3 months. I had a short sale that took 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
It was horrible. So you don't get your money right away, so you had to wait. I started with the short sales in 2012. I remember having too many. I don't remember. It was like I was working 24/7 with the short sales. And then 3 months, 4 months, 5 months go by, and I didn't make any money. So I was getting really discouraged, really upset.
Sure.
So I went back to Tony and said, I think I need to find a job. I need to start looking for a job. And he's like, no, you're crazy. You should don't do that. Oh, I wasn't the broker yet. We didn't have our company yet. I just want to mention that. We were working with the partners.
Yes.
And the other company. And then I went onto LinkedIn and I applied for a job. And I was hired immediately for that job. And I told Tony, hey, I was hired by a marketing company. The office is 5 minutes away from the office. I think I can work there, and during lunchtime, I can come back to the real estate office and work on my files real quick for 1 hour and go back and to the marketing company. He's like, no, you're crazy. You should never do that. Please, trust me. I want to do this. And Tony said, I bet you, in less than 30 days, you are going to resign to that company. Why are you telling me this? What kind of support is this? And I said, you see, you remember this. And then it was crazy because, of course, having a full-time job and working in real estate at the same time, their clients call you. You are at your office and you see your cell phone, your clients are calling you, they have questions. And it was getting very stressful during that time. So I had to run to the bathroom, I had to go downstairs, I had to go into my car, talk to my clients, and I wasn't doing good for that other marketing company.
Yeah.
Until one day that I think it was my daughter that called me, and I went to the cafeteria for the company, and I answered the call, and one of the employees came to me and say, you know that the owner doesn't like the employees to answer the phone during work time, during business. And that was like a slap on my face, because like, what am I doing here, And then I went to the owner and say, I'm sorry, I had to resign. And she told me, I knew this would happen.
Oh my gosh.
Because I know your heart was at a real estate. Yeah. So it was exactly 27 days.
Oh my gosh! So you had to tell Tony he was right.
So Tony was like, "I told you." So that was it. That was my last corporate job, and then I went back to
full-time real estate.
Full-time real estate. Yes.
So how did you go from just back into real estate selling yourself to 5 offices and 250 agents?
Well, it takes time, but you have to, you have to put your head on your business, and it was hard at the beginning. We had 2 children. When we started the company in Extreme Realty, it was 2013. Our kids were little, so we had to pick them out of school, and then we had to have them in an office. One of the back offices, we had a sofa and a desk. So they would do their homework, and then after that, they would go until 7, 8 p.m. at night until we were done with the office, because we were doing everything.
Yeah.
I didn't have a staff person, I didn't have a secretary or anything like that. So Tony and I, we were doing everything. He was the messenger, the handyman, if I had an issue with the toilet, he would take care of that. I was answering the phones, I would go to the bank, I would cleaning, sweeping the floor, everything. But we had a goal, and we want to pursue it. So it's like when you want to do something and you have a goal and you have a desire, a dream, you go for it. You know, our kids, we try to make their lives, you know, good, but that's maybe one of the reasons why they don't want anything to do with real estate because they remember those days that it was like 8 p.m. at the office, and they were like, you know, we would go, hey, let's go, wake up, it's time to go home. But you know, that helped a lot in our business and our family and, you know, our economy, and everything changed after. I don't know if I mentioned before, but there was a time during the real estate crash that we lost pretty much everything. When we were buying and we purchased a lot of properties and everything went down. So it was a very difficult time for us. So basically we rebuilt. And we're here. So
boy, did you ever.
Huh?
Boy, did you ever rebuild.
Yes.
So let's get into what I would refer to as some of your superpowers. Yes, you're human, and you've got some things that you do incredibly well. Social media being one of them.
Yes.
So, first of all, you're managing not only your own personal stuff, but also the things for the brokerage. So, across which platforms? Let's talk about that first, and then I want to talk about how you time manage for all of this.
Yes. So, I don't know if you noticed, but many years ago there was this book called The Real Estate Book, where all the properties were, that book was like this thick. Nowadays it's like hardly this. And that's because that's telling you that people really, they are on their phones, they are on the internet, they are always checking everything. So it's proven that 70% of home buyers shop their homes from the internet. At the beginning of my career, I was always, and I still do it because I know there's still a big group of people that like to see magazines and stuff, but the majority is on the internet. So I'm in every single platform. I have the Instagram, the Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook for my personal accounts, and I also for the company. So I like to promote our company, and I like to promote myself as a real estate agent. I still do school banners, I still postcards, advertising, paper advertising. But I'm a firm believer that social media, it gives you an opportunity, especially because first of all it's free. And, and a lot of people don't take advantage of that, how that is free. So a lot of agents don't understand that social media is free and you can do so much and you can reach to so many people immediately. So one of the things that I do personally, I like to post in social media constantly, but you have to be consistent. It's like in any other career, you have to be consistent. A lot of people think that, oh, I just posted something about real estate on Monday, and they go and don't post anything for 10 days. That looks bad on you. You have to post on social media at least between 3 and 4 times a week. And the other thing is you have to post on social media at very particular times. For example, you have to think when people are in front of their phones. And that's something that it's not like I come up with that, but it's all over. You just have to educate yourself. What is the first thing that people do when they wake up in the morning?
Glance at their phones.
Glance at their phones. So if you want to post something that you want people to see it, you have to post it around 7:30 and a.m. in the morning, because that's the time that people are going to see it. If you go and post something like around 11, it's not going to have the same impact and the same amount of views that if you post in the morning. So that's one of the secrets that a lot of people don't know. The other thing is videos. Videos, it's the name of the game right now. And it has to be 59-second videos. A lot of people think that, oh, well, I'm just going to post in social media, and they go on and post something that's 5 minutes, 6 minutes. No, don't do that. Because what happens is whenever you post a video on the internet or Facebook or something, the first thing that people are going to do is with this finger, they're going to look into the video and they're going to go like this. You see, move that little bar under the video to see how long is that video. If the video is 5 minutes, people don't have time for that. Because people want to scroll in everything of, and they want to read everything about everything. So you had to try to be concise, and then you had to be very clear of your message.
Yes.
What do you want to say? If you want to make it like in different messages and different videos, that's something that it's totally recommended. To me, social media has been amazing because I got a lot of business from it. One of the things that I do in Facebook, and this is something that I'm being asked all the time by my agents, because they're like, oh, well, I'm an agent, I'm supposed to have a Facebook business page, right? That's true, you can have that, but you are not like a star from, like a personality, TV personality or something. So, and when you have a personal account on Facebook, you send friend requests. When you have a business page, you invite people for them to follow you on your page. Nobody wants to follow you. Nobody wants to follow you because they know that you are going to be just posting things about real estate. And people may like it, but people like gossip. Yes. People like to know what are you doing, what are you eating, what places you're visiting, the trips you're taking. So I always tell everybody, yes, have your Facebook business page, because whenever you want to post something for a customer, let's say you want to post an advertising of a property, and you have to post, you have to pay for that. You have to have your Facebook business page. Your Facebook business page, for example, allows you to pay advertising. So with your personal, you can. So you can have the two combined, but you also need to use your personal Facebook as your main real estate
Well,
side.
and at the end of the day, people are looking to connect with you as
Correct.
a person. It's a relationship business. So
Absolutely.
what you're saying makes total sense to me. They want, and I watch your stuff,
Oh, thank
Gabby,
you.
so I see what you're up to. I love knowing that you've taken the family trip to Vegas, or you're out in the community, and we're going to talk a lot about that. What are people saying to you when they reach out to you as a result of social media?
Well, I have a lot of people that come to me and they send me messages through Facebook and saying things like, hey, I have been following you a long time and I see that you're doing very well in real estate. I have this house that I would like to sell. Is there any way that you can come? People that they have their own real estate agents, but
Yes.
because they follow me and they see what I project on my social medias, that I'm not just a realtor there trying to get your property and make a commission from it. I'm your friend. I'm
Yes.
somebody that I can talk to you. I can share what I'm doing. Sometimes share a nice message.
Sure.
Something for them that makes them happy, makes their day.
Absolutely. So other than social media, what are some other things that you're doing in your business? And maybe this is a good time for us to talk about your community involvement. What are you doing to connect with the community in a way that brings business back to you?
So one of the things that we have been doing with Tony, my husband, it's get involved, doing all the things that make you feel, that you're doing something for the community. We had done multiple things. We had done lunches for the police officers, we had done toy drives for an elementary school. Obviously,
Let's go deep on that one,
Yes.
because you've shared some details with me, and I think this is something that other people could
Of course.
adopt and implement. What specifically are you doing with the schools?
so Tony come up with this idea with his daughter, with our daughter, Lynette. And then the idea was to give a toy to each kid from the elementary school. It's about 800, 900 kids.
That's a lot of toys.
Yes. So it's a school that their parents don't have a lot of money. So many of those kids, they don't even get one toy for Christmas because their parents don't have money. I remember one of the kids at school told us that Santa Claus never comes to their home because he doesn't know how to get there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a true story. So it's a very nice thing that we do, just because and it's difficult. It's not easy because remember, it's not just the 800 toys. It's that we have to get people to help us to donate the toys, but at the same time wrap the toys. So it's like our office. It turns into like the Santa Claus
Santa's workshop.
workshop. And we had tables and we had paper and we had tapes and scissors and everything, and we invite everybody, and then everybody start wrapping. So it's days of wrapping, but it's days of collection. In
Is
fact,
it just your agents you're inviting, or you're inviting other people to come and volunteer?
and anybody that want to be part of it. So we posted
Wow.
out there, we need volunteers. So many times, there are people that they come and be volunteers, and later they're like, hey, I want to, when this is done, I want to talk to you because we want to buy a home. But those are the things that you don't expect from it. It's a gift.
You did it to take care of the kiddos.
It's a
and
gift.
It was just a happy byproduct.
Correct. But that's something that you have to do on your business, because it should not be just, I have met with many sellers, that they will, hire me because they have seen what we do. And I would ask them things like, so I know that so-and-so agent is very popular in your community. Will you mind me to ask why you didn't hire them and you hired me? And you will be surprised. People are like, no, because he's always bragging about himself and all the things I do and the millions I have sold and why you had to hire somebody. And I don't like that. I like you. I like the things you do. I like that you like to get your hands dirty with your husband. So that's what I want. So it's very, rewarding experience for me.
Wonderful. Now, how did you go about approaching the school?
So that's something that we have been working with the school for many years. It's through their principal.
Okay.
So the principal is the one that, help us to put everything together.
And do they provide you, these are the types of toys, the number of kids we have at a certain age?
Yes, it's by grades. So, the same toy for a 5th grade is not the same toy for kinder. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pre-K or K.
Right. So then the people who are donating, are they asked to donate specific items, or you just give them, what do I as a donor, what direction do I get?
Yeah, so we let them know, but we also get donations, cash donations, and Lynette purchased a lot of toys, and we will put them in boxes depending of the grade. So we will get them from different stores, and we will get them based on their ages.
Fantastic.
So, yes.
What an opportunity.
It's great opportunity. Yeah, it's
Lots
really
of hugs too, I'm sure.
It's really rewarding. We go into. I'll send you a video so you can see it.
And we'll share it with you guys. We'll actually put a hyperlink in the newsletter so you can go watch the video.
Yeah, it's a very rewarding experience because the kids they scream, they yell, they grab the toy and they go like this, yeah, oh my God, and it's really
so fun.
Yes, it touches your heart.
So other things you're doing community-wise, you mentioned lunch for the police officers. How long have you been doing that?
So we have done it a couple of times. We also have done going to the downtown and feeding homeless. And it's, we have done, for example, putting the drive for the food drives for whenever there's a hurricane. Right now we're working on one for the most recent hurricane that affected Fort Myers. And it's unbelievable because you go there and you see the destruction, and we are face to face with the people that need the most.
Yes.
2 years ago, because before COVID, then COVID hits and everything changed. But before COVID, we went to a very specific location near the Keys, and we were situated at a church. And then we have a huge line of people that were coming to pick up different items. So we have prepared packages with different things, toothpaste, toilet paper, canned goods, and things like that. So it was very nice.
Wonderful.
It was like we were like a machine. People were there, here, and backpacks for kids. It was really nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
You also have talked to me about your board involvement.
Yes.
So tell me, what prompted you to get involved?
So I wanted to get involved with the board in different activities because it's a benefit for my agents. Also because you learn about products, and the majority of agents sometimes they just start their real estate career and they really don't immerse themselves in the amount of tools that a board can offer you. board over there gave us amazing free tools. And that's not good because, you need to learn. So I wanted to got involved because of that, and also because as a Florida director, my voice is being heard now. We participate in different meetings where all these new laws for homeowners are being discussed, and we're able to help, and we are able to discuss those things that can be a benefit for them. So that's what I wanted to. It's like my husband, we always want to do different things. A lot of people say, but you guys are doing too much. Why you don't just settle down? But that's the part of the business, And then you meet people, and then you meet other agents, and then you meet key people for your business that will help you. You are in front of commissioners, and the mayor of the city and things like that. And it's opportunity. Whenever you are working for helping, it's a volunteer thing,
Sure.
But whenever you do those things for the board, you are able to meet very important people in this business.
What impact these two things, your social media and your community involvement? Yes, they're helping you as an individual agent, but you also mentioned to me they're helping you from a recruiting standpoint. Talk to me about that.
Same as whenever I have sat down with a seller, a buyer, a client, and they have been following us, because the social media, I post in different, not just Facebook, not just Twitter, but also in Google. Google is my best friend. I love posting in Google events, my recent transactions, and the things that we're doing. So, who doesn't see Google, right? And then it's important for you to have your internet presence for the clients to see. So a lot of times I receive phone calls at the office from people say, hi, I'm a real estate agent. I'm working on so-and-so company. I have been following your company for a while. I see the things you do, and I would like to have the opportunity to see if there are a chance that I can put my license with your company. And it's rewarding. It's amazing.
It's a come list me call for agents.
Yes, of course.
We love it.
Yes, no, absolutely. Your message is getting there. But again, you have to be consistent. In social media, it's a work. There are a lot of people that have their own, admins that only the thing they do is just social media, because it's time consuming. It's not just posting one thing here. No, you have to post in different places, and you have to be sure you're not posting the same, because that's the other thing, negative side. If you post something that people are like, oh my gosh, this is the same that she posted, or this is too boring. You have to come up with content. You have to have your phone with you and take pictures of things that you think people will love.
Yeah.
And you have to learn your audience. So, and it has to be something that it will benefit them from many points. It could be if they're buying, if they're selling, or they just want to put your license with them, or they just want to, get in touch with you. It's important. Just
Absolutely.
Everywhere, LinkedIn, use them, because it's amazing. I think we have about 20,000 people between all our platforms combined. Wow. And we're getting word of message. And when somebody calls us, because I have the way that when somebody calls me through Google, I know that they're coming from Google.
Yeah.
And whenever you have your page with Google, you are able to see your activity. How many people are calling your business? How many people are visiting your website? How many people, are contacting you? So it's free, and people don't use it. I don't know why, but it's.
Well, you've been very, very wise to identify these places where you can leverage your time by using free platforms. You also had mentioned to me about YouTube, and we haven't talked about that yet. So what are you doing there?
So on YouTube, I have my personal account created everywhere. It's important for you as an agent to have your profile, your internet profile, in as many websites, as many companies that are able. You can create it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I have my YouTube, my personal, and I have the company. I post different things on the company. I post things about my agents, like if whenever we have a closing, for example, we celebrate them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we install in each of our offices, we have a closing bell.
Oh, very fun.
Yes, and it has a little sign that says closer's bell. And then we have like a little spinning wheel with prizes, gift cards.
Great.
So we make a big deal. We give them a closer spin with the logo Extreme, and it's a party. It's like everybody comes down and say, you have a closing, congratulations. And we make a small video about the experience, and they represent the buyer, the seller, and then that video that has to be short, at least no more than 59 seconds, we post it everywhere, and I start in YouTube. I post them in YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and everything, so they know. Other agents know how's the culture at our company. So that's one
Wonderful.
of the things that I do.
Let's talk about some of the mechanics of your business, the actual tools that you're using to conduct real estate. What are the things that you find are most useful to you?
So basically, you have to have a CRM where you have to have all of your clients, every single client that you met, you have to have all the information.
And what are you using?
I'm using Lion Desk.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's really
great platform.
Yeah, a great platform. And then it comes with templates, everything. You really don't have to work too much on that. But also, I have lead generation programs. I use Zillow, Realtor.com, and I own certain zip codes. So all of my clients that go into my all of those websites will go into Lion Desk. So all of my clients will be combined on that platform.
Great.
And that's how I manage. And I also do everything. Whenever I'm meeting with a client, a seller especially, I have something that I call my marketing plan. And I like to put everything in writing so they know exactly what I'm going to do for their property.
Sure.
See, the majority of times people may just come say, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I tell them that I like to put it in writing so they can make me accountable. And later when they hire me already, they're like...
What a great dialogue. Did you guys catch that? I'm putting it in writing so you can make me accountable.
I always do that. I always do that because I want them to know exactly, have you done this? Open house, postcards, you created a website for the listing and things like that. So that's how I do it. I do advertising, magazine advertising, postcards. Whenever I have a listing, I send a postcard. Whenever I sold a listing, I send a postcard to the whole community. I'm doing postcards every 2 months to all the communities that are around the office. And the same design of the postcard, it's the same reproduced on the magazine. Because I want people to, get used to the image and the logo. And the logo and my photo has to be in the same place all the time.
Consistency.
So I'm marketing those areas, those neighborhoods, and what happens to be is there are 2 schools near all those neighborhoods. So I have school banners in those schools that are like right on the main street. So people see me on Facebook, people see me on the magazine, people see me on their postcard they're seeing me on the school banners. So it's funny because a lot of times people would say, I think I know you. Your face is very familiar to me. And I go, maybe you saw me the banner in school. But I do it because I use the company logo and it's big as my photo. So I want them to also be familiar with the company logo.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, consistency is a recurring theme for you.
Absolutely.
I want to shift, if we may, to discussion of your legacy. What are you building and creating to leave behind? Who is Gabby Martinez when we look back 20 years from now?
Gabby Martinez is a person that doesn't give up.
Yes.
It's a person that will never take a no for an answer. I'm always thinking that everything is possible. Everything. It's like when I see things not going in the right direction and I see things that are not happening the way I want it, I always say, no, I have to find a way. There has to be a way. We can fix it. That's how I feel, and what it makes me strength, it's my faith. And my favorite, and I don't want to get emotional, but my favorite from the Bible, versicle from the Bible, it's the 4:13. 4:13, Philippians 4:13.
Yes.
A lot of people ask me, because I have it right here.
Yep. You see that?
It's a little tattoo. That was my very own first tattoo. And it's 4:13, just that. A lot of people,
What does it mean to you, Gabby?
I can do all things to Christ that strengthens me. A lot of
You
people,
can do all things.
I feel like I
My
feel like that's
gosh.
my superpower, that I can do everything. So a lot of people have the whole verse here.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to have this, because whenever I'm like you and I'm like this, you will ask me.
Mm-hmm.
If I will have the whole verse, you will not ask me, because but people look at me and say, "What is that?" And I feel so happy whenever I tell them, and that's how I feel. Whenever I look myself in the mirror because I had a bad day, or I feel defeated for whatever reason, I look in the mirror, and if I go like this, I see a reflect on the mirror. So that's my reminder of my superpower, that I think I can do. I can do.
You can do all things.
That's how I feel. So yeah, and it happens.
What do your kids think now about you in real estate?
They say that I'm a super agent, a super realtor. They learn from my first years in real estate, and it was difficult because, you know, whenever I had showings, I had to bring them with me. Tony was traveling, so I didn't have babysitter. So it was funny because they would come with me. My son was probably 6 years old. My daughter was 10, 12. And there was a lot of foreclosure back then, so properties were not in good shape. Mm-hmm. And I remember going into my kids, and my son will yell like, "Oh my God, Mom, this property is disgusting," in front of the clients. Oh my God. So I was like, my daughter, she's trying to sell a house. Shush, shush. But it's a true story. And until one day I go, "Mom, you have to help me. You have to come with me." And then she will stay with them and with the kids in the car, and I will show homes. And
Nice.
yeah, so it's funny. But I remember those days. Now I laugh, but back in the day it was very stressful. And that's how life is, right? You know.
But it makes you empathetic for the new agents coming into the
Correct.
business.
Yes. Yeah, it's difficult. Whenever you have small children, it's not easy.
No.
But you had to move on, and you had to provide for your children. So that's what we did. I remember going into properties and tell them, "You have to come with me. I had to remove a Supra. I had to install a Supra." "We don't want to go." So I would tell them things. I remember one day we took them to Disney World, and we didn't tell them we were going until they sold the arch of the Disney World thing.
How
They were little, and they're like, "Oh my God," they're still yelling. And I told them, you remember when you came with me to that property, and you were like, okay, that's been paid by that transaction that Mommy sold. "Oh yeah."
Let's go sell more real estate.
Exactly. It works. That's how I've done it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we still do it. Not with Disney World, but you know, when we have nice, fancy dinners, I say, "See, remember that? Mommy, please." "Sure, no problem." Yes.
Well, I'm just going to warn your kids, you never say never, because we have many a real estate child who has sworn off the business, who has come full circle at some point to come back. So you never know. Gabby, if there's one thing I can say about you and your legacy is you are living your 413, no question. I have immensely enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm so grateful that our viewers and listeners now get to know you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see where you go next. Do you have any defined future plans? More offices, more agents? Are you going to take a vacation at some point?
Vacation, yes, we're taking vacation, hopefully. We always try to go during Thanksgiving, a new place. It's the only time of the year that actually we can feel like everything is calmed down and is quiet during that time. You know, or after Christmas. But during the whole year, it's difficult for us. We take vacations, but it's not really true vacations because I'm always with my phone. Tony's always with his phones. But that's how when you run a business. So our idea is to grow, of course, and have more agents and potential joint ventures with other agents. So absolutely, there's a room for growth. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for saying yes to this interview.
Oh, no, thank you for inviting me. I feel so honored.
All of you watching,
Special.
I know you've gotten value out of this fabulous woman, so please share the club with your friends and educate them on how to get signed up. We look forward to joining you on our next Star Power interview. And again, thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely our pleasure.